In 2018, it was the Gan X, a flagship cube which gave us interchangeable magnets, the first of its kind, and a new Gan adjustment system which made tensioning your cube so easy. And that was great, maybe even revolutionary for its time. A year later, the Gan XS came to take its place as the flagship, giving us interchangeable magnets without having to swap them out, and a new elasticity system, making changing the tension even easier, but still at a high price. But now we have the RS3 2020, a cube released in 2020, hence the name, and it's not even a Gan cube. So how does this cube, $11 speed cube, stack up to the competition? Let's find out. Coming up. What's up, cubers? I'm AT Speedcuber, and on this channel, I amplify your knowledge about twisty puzzles. But if you're new, consider subscribing. And all the links to these cubes will be linked in the description below. The Gan X and XS were both my main for a period of time. The Gan X being my main longer than the XS because I then discovered this cube a couple weeks ago at a local competition, and the seller was selling it for brand new condition, and I decided to buy it for $11. When comparing cubes, we compare them in 6 categories, which are speed, corner cutting, lockups, pops, corner twists, magnets, and stickers shades. Let's start it with speed. We're gonna start with the RS3M. RS3M has a moderate amount of speed to it, which I think is good. This is a good. When I got it out in the first place, it was already a really good speed. I just sped it up slightly, so it's a little bit above moderate speed. I'll describe it, and it's not uncontrollable, and I can still, with appropriate tensions, mine is 1 wrist turn away from the stock tension, and it's just moderate speed, and it's not uncontrollable at all. And speed and stability are basically the same thing, just the inverse of each other. So for speed and stability, this gets checked by me. The Gan XS, the flagship cube in 2019, 2 years ago, before the 11M Pro came out. This cube is very fast. I have noticed that Gan cubes have responded very well to fast lubricant, so keeping this lube with DNM37 or Local Speedy is a must, because if it's not fast, it can still be slow, but if you try to turn fast, it'll start flexing all over the place. I'll digitally zoom here in, and it's just, and if you put it any tighter, it doesn't feel very nice. So for controllability, this is very low. For speed, it's high. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be a good thing, but it's just that you need to have the ability to control cubes that fast. The Gan X. This is just, the speed is a little bit less than the XS. And this also responds well to fast lubricant. It also responds well to slow lubricant, and with the same amount of flexibility. This is pretty similar to the RS3 2020. One thing to mention here would be that these are about 70. This is 70 grams. This is about 67, and this is quite a bit heavier, weighing in at approximately 130, I believe. So that also comes into consideration when you're turning, because light cubes are easier to turn quickly. Now to corner cutting. All of these cubes can cut 45 degrees normally, and almost line to line, with the Gan XS cutting line to line reverse. It doesn't do this consistently, and it does require quite a bit of force, but it's there when it's needed. but honestly, I don't think it'll make a big difference. Now to lockups. These cubes do not lock up very much when they're set up correctly. Like the Gan X, S3. The Gan XS can lock up occasionally because of how flexible and fast it can be, but it's not a big factor. In terms of corner twists, the XS can be twisted easily, so can the X, and the RS3 can be twisted less easily. So RS3 is the picker for corner twisting. It's mainly due to the squared off corners and the insides of the RS3. They all have squared off corners, but the Gan cubes are loose, and they're good to be set up loose because it is a fast puzzle. In terms of magnets, these are light to moderate magnets on the RS3. There's the strong, medium, and no magnets for the Gan X, as you have the ability to customize it. This was the first cube to have customizable magnets. It was followed then with the one of the YJ cubes, I believe. I think the EDM, and this one you have an option of doing light, medium, or strong, depending on how much inside. The most inside is weak, and the most outside is strong, which because of how much distance the magnet has with the actual magnet. In terms of sticker shades, these are very acceptable. Here's a checker. For all of them, I like the Moyu sticker shades a lot better than the Gan. And this is what the stickered version would look like. Yeah, so you're very acceptable. You can get any of these in stickered or stickerless. And if you have some sort of cardinal binders, I would recommend stickered. Find your own good scheme that you're able to see well in. So what would I pick if it in between these three puzzles? I would pick the RS3 2020. This is my main right now, and it is $11, actually $18 on online store, because I bought it physically from a competitor who sells puzzles for a cheaper price than retail. Because these cubes are just way too expensive, almost $98 for the XS and $80 for the X, while the RS3 2020 is just phenomenal and is as good, if not better, than these cubes in many categories. The corner cutting is better on the XS than all of these, but that doesn't make a huge difference, and the only difference is the magnet strength. And you can get a third party to make the magnets stronger, or you can do it yourself. I would believe you would just use acetone to remove the super glue and proceed to put in stronger magnets or weaker magnets yourself. I do recommend stronger magnets if you're gonna magnetize this yourself, because these magnets are not the strongest for the speed. So that's my comparison of the RS3 2020, Gan XS, and the Gan X. Let me know what you would choose in the comment section below. That's all for me today. I'm AT Speedcuber, amplifying your knowledge about Twisty puzzles. Thanks for watching. Bye.